Hello everybody, this is Astocky here and welcome to episode 15 for sure this time of the Solitary Craft Nuclear Apocalypse Challenge. Tree farm, just like last time, nothing much changed there. Over here, not really anything much has changed here. I just did a little bit more of getting this organized and I took away my Stirling engine that was there. I also built an electric furnace. I can't remember if I did that on camera. In case I did, I'm sorry. In case I didn't, there's how you make one. So you need an iron furnace, which is just squished up plates. The more I show it, the more I'm thinking I did do it last time. Extended my cactus farm just a little. And now I said that I would be back for the next episode once I had enough cactus. So, good news. I have lots of cactus. I have lots of cactus because off camera I went mining, quite a lot of mining actually. So all good things. And his top chest, all at the bottom here, is the stuff I got from mining. Now I got a bunch of lappers because I had about 50 on the pick previously, so I went and got about 40. I didn't mean to get those diamonds. I totally didn't think about it until afterwards. And the gold nugget dropped out of mining something else. I'm not sure what that dropped out of. But that's just, I think that's how it happens, because down here I've got a tin nugget and some copper nuggets as well. So you've been told that just kind of happens, and it's part of underground biomes. Here I've got two machines almost ready, but what I wanted to do is show you first. If we click on my pick now, I have 115 lapis on it. Now I didn't put 115 lapis on it, and what I noticed when I was mining and repairing it, because I actually was taking a stack of cobble and I made a second tool station so that I can take it with me when I go mining, because backwards and forwards running was just driving me crazy. I actually found out that when you get certain types of ores and things that you find and you mine, your lapis fortune count actually goes up. So mine's actually more than doubled since I first put it on. So we're now up, well over 100. So what I was thinking I would do is put a bit more on. Oops, that's not how I meant to do it, like that. That's better. So I thought I'd throw a few more blocks on there, and bump it right up there. Throw the last two on there, and then I would go and show you guys the mining that I've done off camera. You can see I clearly mined a lot of stuff. And oakwood I didn't technically mine. That was just from my tree farm. So ores, heaps of ores, and I have these ingots as well. That's because I was making some stuff with bronze. I will get back to these in a minute and show you what those recipes do. For those of you who've played forestry, you'll know already what the recipes do. But so down to the mining. Down to the mining. Doop. So come down this way. I basically extended this out a considerable distance, and I went a little bit lower to make sure I got redstone and stuff. So came all the way out here. I think most of this was coal. Just want to make sure I wasn't on peaceful. So down here we had lapis, and I stopped because I wanted to make sure I got this on camera, just to show you guys how much extra I got. See, that's 35 from not too much, which is awesome. There's a whole lot of these where I found stuff and I just kind of left it there. All the boring ores I'm just going to get. Like I said, I didn't mean to get those diamonds, but I got them, and once you got them, you can't exactly put them back. Somewhere around here it's like a bunch of redstone and stuff. See, told you, a bunch of redstone. So what I thought I would do is show you guys. I think when we go back, my lapis number will actually have changed again. I don't think I missed anything down here. Nope. And then I'm going to test out something, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, because I haven't tried it before. And the testing I'm going to do is basically I have been told, and I have it on good authority, that you can take a block of gold and a diamond, and by good authority I mean the wiki, and someone pointed out to me again, because I tried putting a block of gold and diamond together to see what you got, and you didn't seem to actually get like an actual thing. But been told again on that the wiki definitely says you can do it, so I'm going to try some experimentation and see if there's a way I can get this pick to accept a diamond and a block of gold at the same time, and if that works, that should give me an extra slot, and then in that extra slot I can add a whole lot of more lapis. I can add like another 50 redstone and increase the speed again, because I want this to be faster. Not just a little bit faster either, I want a really fast pick. I want this to be like super pick. I want super legs too. I need to add lapis to my legs. Okay, that is definitely back to ordinary stuff now. But what's that? A stack and a half of redstone and almost a whole stack of lapis. This is good stuff, because I can't use all my lapis on my pick, because the next lot of tiers of IC2 machines are going to need lapis. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, real life got in the way for just a little minute. So there's my cactus green that I cooked up. I was just having some baked potatoes and cooking up some additional potatoes. I'm going to cook up some chicken as well, because there's no point in having all this raw food. So, for those of you who did not notice, I had also got sick of how slow this axe was going, so I updatified it with a 50 lot of redstone to make it faster. I figured that would achieve my desired result. Now let's make this block of gold. Now I'm not totally sure how this thing is meant to work, but we will try it. Think goes like that. Then I put the pick in. Excellent. So if I take that out, the pick has no modifiers remaining. I throw them in, I get +1. Excellent. Now I just have to put in 50 more redstone. So chuck you in there. Now, for those of you who are playing along, using the solitary craft, doing your own thing, that sort of stuff, there is now I guess you'd call it a config change that you will probably need to make things work optimally for you. Now, the way to do that is, if you're using underground biomes like I am, you need to go into the instances, whatever you call your solitary craft pack, then into config, and you need to go to the underground biome config. And a little way down, there's one that talks about stone, and it starts off by default set to 3. And what that does is it means if you put 4 of the underground cobble in, you will get 1 regular cobblestone. If you change that from a 3 to a 4, it means you can now swap 4 for 4, which means there's no more need for me to do cheat mode anymore, because now whenever I need cobble I can just go boop, like that, and then I've got pretty much a stack of cobble. So that should mean that there is no requirement for me to cheat any more cobblestone, which is awesome. So I want to see how fast this pick is now. Where's something that needs mining? You know what? I'm not sure how much faster that was. I guess it probably was faster, maybe even noticeably so. So I don't know how much cactus green I'm actually going to need, so I'm just going to do 10, because I think that really is plenty. We need my biofuel engine. Now, how much glass did I cook up? I think I cooked up a stack of glass. Excellent. Now, this is going to make me two Buildcraft tanks. And I'm going to put them here. And I'm doing that for a reason, which you will see momentarily. I do like this electric furnace. I don't like that I have to run all the way around here to get to it. So I'm going to cook up just 2 cobblestone for now. Into smooth stone. And that thing uses a heap of power too. You can see it's strained a lot of that down. But it's not going to matter in a few minutes. So we want 1 piece of glass, not gabbro, regular smooth stone. And then we want to make fluid pipes. I'm going to make that many for now, because I'm sure I'm going to need to make a wooden fluid pipe. So this is what I'm going to do. Going to have another redstone engine that I'm going to build momentarily. Pull the biomass out. It's going to come over here, and it's going to split itself equally between the engine that sits just here, powering this, and this tank. I might need to make that tank bigger. In fact, I'm very, very confident I'm going to need to make that tank bigger. So let's do that right now. That'll hold a lot of buckets. So now let's go to our fantabulous setup we have here. And now let's make these machines. So, zoop, zoop. We now have a biogenerator. I don't know if I explained how that works. I will explain in just a minute. And for those of you who don't know, I'll also explain how this biogas engine works. So you can see my pipe automatically connected to it. Now I need a bucket. I know I had a bucket. Got 2 buckets of lava. What in the heck happened to my buckets of water? I was sure I had 3 buckets. Ah, there it is. It's got biogas in it. Biomass, sorry, in it already. So we need to put that in there. Now, to get this thing started, it actually needs 2 buckets. So now that it has 2 buckets, that's going to actually be sufficient to start it up. Now, because I prepared that lava earlier, that's going to be good to go as well. Just going to need a redstone engine. So I'm going to need more oak planks. There's 24 I prepared earlier. Going to need 1 piece of iron, 1 piece of redstone. There are times, not a huge amount of them, but there are times when I definitely miss some of the mods that allow you to like memorize crafting things and automatically craft them. Like I said, I don't really miss them that often, because I kind of prefer to do things manually. Give me those sticks back. I'm going to sort my inventory out in a second too, so please don't go hating in the comments. So let's... Not cool. We're going to put these torches in a different spot. There and there. So, lever, and on, redstone engine, start pumping. So you can see it'll start flowing out, it'll start filling this up. How are we doing over here for apple juice? That's full of apple juice, so I don't want to pull any more apple juice for now. Now we are just missing one thing. Now the way these biomass engines work is you put biomass in, and that's the fuel. Now they only work though when they're up to temperature. So the way you get them up to temperature is you put a bucket of lava in. Now assuming I've hit this switch, which I may not have, there we go, you can see it warming up. It only uses a really small amount of that lava. I think that's enough lava for 10 starts. Then it puts its bucket in and it starts pumping, which makes this start producing, and all these things will start draining down, and as it starts doing it, this will pump the products out, and you can see it's going in there, and it's also filling this up. And now that will basically run forever. And over here, there's no point winding that up because we have no more apples. Speaking of more apples, see, I thought it was about that time of day. Time to harvest the apples. Now we are very, very close. There we go. So you can see this is draining the fruit juice down, so this is going to start pumping the fruit juice back over. This is rapidly filling up. It'll fill up much faster than it uses it. And then I hope the overflow goes into this tank up. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't care really either. Now, I said I could do a little bit of a tutorial on this if you guys were interested. But basically, the way the new IC2 power setup works with the experimental, if we look at, I think it's called cables. Yep. You can see now, this does 128 EU per tick. Now it used to only do 32, so you might say, well, why does it do so much more now? Every machine that's on there will actually add. So it used to only measure packets. So you could put 10 generators powering through one single copper wire, and because they produce packets that are 10 EU per tick, you'd be fine. Now it actually counts how much each one is putting through. So this is 128, which means it can take 12 generators, because that'd be 120. If you add a 13th generator, it'll actually explode the wire. The bat box though can still only take 32 EU per tick in and out, which means any more than 3 generators and it will blow up. So it's a bit more complicated now than it used to be. Not immensely so. This though is cool. What this machine does is there you go. It will automatically okay. I made the mistake of putting it on the output side of the generator, not on the input side. So it's not going to work. So what I'm going to need to do, obsidian. I wonder if I can make, no, you can't make obsidian fluid pipes. I was hoping I could make a pipe that I can like dump liquid into. Yeah. What I'm going to have to do is come down here. Now these produce not that much power. Let's be frank, they don't produce very much at all. This on the other hand will produce quite a lot more. But what it means is I'm actually going to fill up my bat box really quickly. So we'll take the bucket. I'm going to make a quicker way to do this, I promise. I wonder if I can do it from there. I think I can, yep. So it's now producing power. So this thing is going to be just constantly full. So just to show that that works, I'm going to throw the stack in. Okay. My bat box just exploded. This thing only produces 8 EU per tick. I promise you the biogenerator only produces 8. And these produce like way less than... Okay. we now have what I like to call a problem, and it is a power storage problem. So it has forced me, even though I wasn't ready, it has now forced me to the next phase of my plan. I'm going to just chuck this in there for now, where the bat box was. So this will produce power, it will store the power, and hopefully this machine will keep working if I throw cobble in. Yep. And my tin wire hasn't exploded, which means I'm not exceeding the capabilities of the bat box, so that really shouldn't have happened. And I don't know why it did. But again, this thing here has actually quite a large EU buffer, so it'll effectively act like a bat box for me, and it'll put power out into the system. Each bucket gives me 8,000 EU, so it's not a huge amount, but it is certainly better than nothing, and excellent. I was hoping I'd be able to find a way to reach through there. It's an ugly setup, but it is gonna be the ticket for just now. Now, next phase of my plan. You are the ore washing plant. Wouldn't you know it, one pipe short. I was sure I had one piece of cactus green left, I do. And one stone transport pipe. I didn't even need to walk back up here to do it. This though is going to allow me to enact the washer part of my psyche. I will build them back later. Excellent. Now this pump should begin to pump water. There we go. I'm going to replace that with smooth stone because it looks nicer. It might actually look odd compared to everything else. Whatever. I'm not even sure why that torch is there anymore because I've removed where that tree was because it was getting in my way. But how are we doing over here? Ooh, out of saplings, okay. This is crazy tree. I love this axe. Just in case you hadn't already realized that. Now thankfully for that biofuel engine, because it's connected straight to the machine that it's powering, it won't actually overheat and it won't actually explode. Actually, heat is its friend. All it will do is it will just waste fuel. And of course wasting fuel is not cool, but it's better than coming back and having my very expensive machine that took lots of gold and lots of bronze just blow up on me. And I'm not really worried about collecting all the wood, but what wood does do is it prevents my saplings from despawning. So after all that effort, I'm still minus quite a few saplings. But we chuck 2 in, and we get not very much back out. Wow, this thing is really putting out quite a lot of power. But again, if I stop it now, I end up in a situation I don't want to be in. So I'm still got a long way to go before I actually get. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more saplings. Great. Just great. So because of just how much effort this is taking, I am going to move the... Oh, stop growing! The plan is going to move ahead at full speed to make a forestry farm. because it's just ridiculous having to do all this manually myself. And I'm not even sure that, certainly in vanilla Minecraft, when you manually break trees with an axe and stuff like that, you still have the same chance of getting a sapling drop that you do regularly. Now, I don't know whether the Biomes of Plenty mod has changed the sapling drop rates or what's happened, but I'm getting a lot less saplings. See, like, look at that, I'm getting way less saplings than I would normally expect to get. Because, you know, from a tree farm that size, I would normally expect to get, you know, probably 10 or maybe even more extra saplings out of it. Not what I am getting, which looks a lot like, I think I got 2. So yeah, 2 is definitely not enough. 10 is probably more than you need. But like I said, this is just going to do its thing. Just going to keep pumping power in there. This thing here is just going to wait for some apples. The main purpose of this whole endeavor is just to keep this with enough fuel that it runs, which it's definitely got, and to keep this full so I can power my IC2 machines. But yes, the next phase of my plan is to make the step up from the IC2 battery box, which is, oops, it comes under BAT 227, so it's just under 227, so we'll go down. That is it there, the CESU. Now it stores 10 times as much power as a bat box, which is good, and it does 128 EU per tick. I think though I'm going to need a transformer to step it down, but I'll get to that. What it needs though is it needs advanced batteries, which need lead dust, which is good, I got lead. Needs sulfur dust as well. Sulfur dust is going to be slightly more problematic. I only have 2 gunpowder, which means I'm going to need to go kill a creeper. It also needs heaps of bronze. I don't think heaps of bronze in itself is going to be a problem, so it needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, let's say 1, 2 and a half. So that's 5, 7.5. So we need 7.5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's just call it, we need 12 bronze. I'm just going to make one more lot. And then I believe I can just go squish them all in the metal machine. Oh, I've got 2 bronze plates already. Okay, that makes it easy. Let's throw another 10 in. Now again, because we have no power coming in except for what comes out of that generator, I'm going to have to keep an eye on how much power it's got stored. It looks like it's got plenty. But it never hurts to make sure you got a bit more. So the next thing we're going to need, recipe, 1 piece of copper cable. So we need 7 pieces of copper cable. Which can mean we're going to need to go back to that machine, because I don't think I have any. No, I've got no copper cable. Oh, I've got 1 extra bronze plate though. Back it up, back it up. Take 1 extra piece of bronze out of there. It is, and I'm not kidding myself, it is going to be, come on, let me click it, there we go. It is going to be a time consuming process to do this. But it's something that needs to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get basically all the materials ready. Actually, what I might show you first is how I get, I need 3 lead dust. So I believe this is how I do it. Uses, can macerate it and gives me crushed lead ore and use that. And an ore washing plant. Oh no. Recipe. I need lead dust. Okay, so I can... Okay, I got this. I thought I was going to have trouble then. Gonna crush this stuff up. Plenty of power there. Okay, so 12. Oh yeah, sorry, it is squishing we need. We need to squishify this stuff to make those casings. What is the other one that I need? Sure, it was sulfur dust, which is made by extracting gunpowder. It's extracting at a 1-for-1 though, so like I said, I'm going to need to find a creeper. And I think I'm going to drain all my power out really quickly now. Yep, that's going away very, very fast. So there's my crushed lead ore. I am not going to bother wasting energy on that. Like I said, this wasn't part of the game plan this early to do all this stuff. But again, things are what things are, and I am left with little choice. And I do not have enough saplings. I believe, however, that I can use cactus. So let's throw cactus in there. You don't get much in the way of biomass out of cactus, but again, I stand by whatever works. So over here we have 2 sulfur dust. Need to crush my lead. I'm just going to try and organize this a little bit. Sorry about that if that came out like me blowing really loudly on the microphone. I was being bothered. Okay. I want to feel like I've got a lot of power, and I do, that's good. And this is full of power now, so I can start washing things, finally. Okay, so we can now... No, we can't! We can never do things when I want them to be done. So we're going to extrude now. So instead of squishing and then after you squish, having to cut, you can just do it in one step with the extruding function, which is cool. So it just takes one more creeper. Now, is there a recipe for sulfur? Okay, there's only 2 recipes for that sulfur. Now I wonder... Sulfur clouds from the nether. I was sure I got some of those. Did I not? Please tell me this works. What are your uses? Can turn 4 of that into gunpowder. So I can turn 4 of this into gunpowder to turn it back into 1 of these. That seems a little silly to me. I'm going to see if maybe I'll get lucky and it will let me do what I want to do. I'm not super confident. Where's my cable? But you know, you sometimes you get lucky and things that you don't think will work do actually work. Turns out I didn't make anywhere near enough of those. So is it sulfur and lead? No, it turns out it's got to be this sulfur. And I don't even stack. Okay. So we need more casings. Need 3 more casings, which means 2 more squishings. Now I'm going to put these in the machine chest, where they will wait until I am ready for them. Really annoyed that sulfur didn't work. Definitely means that I have a plan of attack now for this thing. So we want 220. It's CES. There we go. CESU. 3, 4, 5 bronze platings. How many of those have I got left now? Got 4 bronze platings left. Uses. Most done. I don't even know what that's doing in that chest. Items should go in that chest. I am going to totally need to do some more fixerizing. Yep, need more gunpowder. Okay, so I think I've pretty much hit the end of this episode. What I really quickly want to do before I call an end to it is run to the nether. So let's do that now. Let's go to the nether. Let's do what it takes to get those sulfur clouds. Oop, wrong side. Do not hurt the pig man. There it is. You kind of fall through it too. Excellent. Okay. Now, I think I shouldn't have to do that. I think it should just, you know, the Forge Dictionary should pick up that it's sulfur and sulfur is sulfur and it should let me use it. But it doesn't. And while it continues to not do that, I'm going to have to put up with that fact. Whoops, went too far. Went totally too far. Wouldn't he? Got to stop getting distracted by the lack of saplings. This machine though is still running strong. And it might just use a bit of lava if I run out. Okay. Extractor. Sorry. Running in circles. Not running in circles. Running the correct confusion pattern. That is a silly recipe too. You shouldn't be able to make gunpowder with just sulfur. You should also need saltpeter, and carbon. Hopefully that'll keep just enough energy. Looks as though it will. Okay, we should now be ready for everything. Okay, let's put away our ingots and our chicken and our potatoes, and let's put away our blocks. Let's throw away our gabbro, more of that. Okay, so now, what am I missing? Let's find out. 1 bronze plate. Okay, time to make magic. Now, of course, as soon as I connect this machine up, things are going to explode. So we need to disconnect that and disconnect that. Now I need to go fish them out of the bottom of my pond. And I may end up putting this in the wrong spot and have to build a wrench, but I will cope with that if that happens. Okay, so it should go, there we go. Now that spot just there has to be an LV transformer. Yep, perfect. So the recipe, 2 insulated tin cables, 6 planks, and a copper coil. I feel like I have enough to do this, and I think that'll be a good ending point for the episode. So, seeing as this will be a good ending point for the episode, let's do this. Actually, let's not worry about that last one for now, because I already have... that's regular copper cable. I think I just wasted all of that power. Indeed I did. So... what a waste. You can all feel horrible for me. Make me feel like a bad person. Yeah, this is going to be an extended episode. I had no intention of making this long. See, now I have no power for this machine either. However, this machine is touching my generator, so that should work just fine, I think. Yeah, so the generator is powering everything just straight off it, which works great. I need 1 more tin cable as well, so I have this crazy suspicion that I haven't got any tin cable. Nope. But I have tin. Wow, I thought I got a lot more power out of coal than that. can only feel like this thing must be filling up the buffer of something crazy huge. That. Of course it is. It's just sucking all the power out of my generator before my machines can use it. Okay. We really should be good now. Got the 2 of those. Got the iron ingot. So 1 iron. Yup. I like it a lot. Now the only problem I'm going to have is, in order to make sure that the high voltage side faces away from me, I'm going to need a wrench. I need to sit here and shift click on that thing with an industrial craft wrench. And that means more bronze. And actually I think I might have enough. I do indeed. Excellent. Now the only way I know to make sure that this worked is to check every side on the machine except for the one that's facing me and make sure they're all correct. Yep, so it looks like every side except for the one that's facing the CESU is correctly taking power. So this has got 13,000 in it now. Let's come over here. Let's cook. What are we going to cook? What are we going to cook? Let's cook some cobble. It's going to drain the power down. Going to connect this up. And it filled back up. So I now no longer have the ability to look at the CESU from here. But I have confidence that the CESU is now working. Yep, I've got confidence. Everything is working just as I hoped that it would. So, we now have power, which means time to wash some ore. We've got water, we've got power, we have everything that we need. How are you doing? You're going to drain away really quickly. But it doesn't matter because it's all working. I finally have got somewhere with this game. I still need more saplings though. And this is actually shut down now because it's got less than 1 full bucket in there. Yep. Yep. And unfortunately for it, this thing making power is much more important. It's basically going as quick as it can use it, and this thing is just going full speed now. I do love it when things work for me. They don't often work for me, but when they do, I absolutely love it. So I don't really have very much biomass at all. Just don't have stuff that I can use, unfortunately. I need more trees. Loads more trees. Speaking of more trees, I'm hungry. Not sure how that was speaking of more trees, but this is definitely rambling time for Andrew, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have really enjoyed where I've gone with this much longer than I planned episode. Until next time, thanks for watching. Astocky out.